The 1994 Porsche Supercup moves on to Hockenheim for round 6, the championship being led by the German driver Uwe Altzen, and a very large and enthusiastic crowd here to watch the action. The championship boasts healthy grids, good food as well in the paddock, and star drivers, with Mauro Baldi, the ex-Mercedes sports car man, driving the celebrity car this weekend. Ready then for the start of this race. It's bound to be a cracker as the lights go green. It's 11 laps of this 4.5-mile circuit here in Germany. We're looking back from Uwe Altzen's cars. He makes his way down to the first corner, but Emmanuel Koller it is in the lead. Koller, he's going through. No, he's not. Up onto the curbs he goes there. He was dropped a little bit late, I fear, by Koller. Whoops, up the escape road there. Go most of them. Well, Mauro.
Don't you think it's hilarious that the escape road just ends in gravel, meaning they had to reverse out of it? Can you imagine that today? So when I was a kid, and yes, this resembles me as a kid, I was a huge Porsche Supercup and Carrera Cup fan. And I think I had this model on my nightstand for over a decade. Well, it does need some work. It needs a pit stop, but I still have it. So every Sunday when there was Formula 1, I was most excited for the Porsche Supercup race, and even nowadays I think the Supercup race is the highlight of my Formula 1 weekend. Since I don't own a Porsche Cup car, sim racing is the next best thing, and that got me thinking, I maybe get a Porsche Cup Championship, but then virtual. That's what we're going to find out in this series.
And victory comes the French driver Fabien Girard, his second victory of the season, with chasing him over the line Uwe Altzen.
In short, and I will do the longer version in a bit, I'm going to try and become the Porsche Cup champion on iRacing this season. Just to point out from the start, I'm not an iRacing fanboy by any means. I try to love each sim equally, but I think we can all agree that iRacing offers the best platform for such a challenge. Since the platform is closed to non-members and the point system is far from linear, here's a quick explanation of the challenge lying ahead. Popcorn is annoying. Right, here we go. An iRacing season consists of 12 consecutive weeks, and every week there will be races at a different track. Now I say races, and most of you probably know this, but the beauty of the iRacing system is that there are races all day, every day, with an interval of usually 2 hours for every series they have on the service. This means you can have a varying amount of racers sign up for different time slots. Now I can't just join a race at night with lower participation and hope for an easier race so I can get the points to become the champion. To understand how this works, we need to say the forbidden word.
iRating.
iRating is not just a number, it's the ultimate internet bragging rights number. Fastest and most easy explanation I can give, however: do good, iRacing up, do bad, iRacing down. It's basically an ELO system, and if you want to get nerdy about an ELO system, I linked the wiki article down below. The average iRating of the participants will define the strength of field, and the strength of field will define the points. And you guessed it, the higher the strength of field, the higher the points. Let's take a quick look at last season for reference. The winner was Bernardo Faria from Brazil, congratulations, with a grand total of 1691 points. And yes, I said an iRacing season is 12 weeks, so why are only 8 weeks counted? I think it's because iRacing staff realizes most of us, definitely not me, have a life and give you 4 drop weeks in which you can slack or just underperform. So I came up with this genius graph to track my performance. Now the previous champion averaged 211 points per week, and with the dynamic point system there are no guarantees, but I think we will need at least 4 insane weeks and 4 very good weeks to even stand a chance. Because my last official iRacing race was almost 5 years ago, I thought it would be a great idea to dive into a random Porsche Cup race in preparation and to see where we stand. Join me on my first lap of qualifying, and just to get this out of the way first, and yes, like a true professional, I'm gonna start with a pretend race driver excuse because I absolutely botched my wheel settings just before joining the race in an attempt to make a separate iRacing profile on my wheel. So when turning 90 degrees on camera, you can see that I turn 180 degrees in game. This didn't matter that much to be honest, but I wanted to point it out because it's noticeable in the video and I look up here anyway, which has nothing to do with my steering input. Alright, second lap it is. Now this is an official race done in week 13. which if you know what that is, good, but if you don't, just remember while it's official, it won't count towards the season we're starting next week. There's a couple of more differences. In this series they're running open setup and I'll be racing in the fixed setup series, simply because I want to spend time on creating content and not on creating setups. Also I'm lazy, so these fixed setup championships are actually perfect. The second lap of qualifying starting a lot better, which is also because of the tires. They take more than just an out lap to get up to working temperatures, so generally speaking you get one real shot at a fast quali lap, since iRacing qualifying sessions are 2 laps. The last difference between this race and the series races is the time limit. This race is 15 minutes, whereas the season's races are 25. So expecting a bit more carnage in this one. We're starting 22nd. The field is packed. At this point I'm just hoping for a clean race, so no incidents, no weird stuff. I'm just gonna try and take it easy and see where we end up.
15 minutes left, that's 15 minutes.
And we are off. The 2 cars in front decided they had better things to do, so we get a nice gap, which will obviously close when we get to turn 1. I decide to go for the inside line. Do we get through cleanly? No.
Clear car right. Right side's on your right. Still there. He's still there.
Why didn't he turn in?
Right.
Was that me?
Good start.
What a chaotic start that was. And as you'll see, it won't just be a chaotic start. Luckily we get through without any damage, just a small tap. This guy's struggling on the exit, so that's another easy position. We see another car off in the gravel to the right and another one rejoining. I decide to go for the inside line, thinking I am giving more than enough space, but yeah, we're off again. At this point the race seemingly has settled down. I am gaining slowly on the car in front and he is gaining slowly on the 2 cars in front of him, so it's just a matter of time before we end up in a fight. Now the second car of the group makes a mistake here that speeds up the process. Diogo in front already taking a quick look. As there is another car off, it's kicking off now. Diogo decides to, the dive bomb of dreams.
There's an incident in the corkscrew. We think it might be Wallach.
That move definitely wasn't on, to say the least. Now, to be fair, when you lock up there, it's very hard to slow down the car properly, so it might have been just a mistake. We get another position, but not in the way we would have liked.
There's an incident in turn 11, yellow flag.
There's literally cars everywhere.
Half distance. Half your fuel left.
2 laps before the finish. It looks like we're getting into another fight as the lead driver of this group makes a small mistake. Diogo in front definitely going for the move, but the door just closes for me. Do we get a run into the corkscrew? He brakes a little early and I unintentionally have to go for the move. We do slow down the car enough for the apex, so it looks like job done. He gets the better exit and we're off again. I'm a bit annoyed, as you can see, but the spotter set clear and in hindsight I had no business sticking my nose in there, so I'm actually glad that I'm the one that spun out.
Yellow flag. P21. There we go, it's over. Bring it back round.
I don't know what to say really. So after this race I was honestly quite down and in doubt if I should even try this. I already did a lot of preparation work, but I almost scrapped it all. It got me thinking though, this series isn't really about winning or losing. It's about trying, just like this whole YouTube thing, and a chance for you to get to know me better, and hopefully also a chance for me to get to know you a little better. I haven't decided on an exact release schedule yet, but I think from now on, every Wednesday for the upcoming 12 weeks. Yeah, we're doing this. I'll see you then.